Well, hello, 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 hello. How y'all doing? Let me get my little hair together because I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know what this look is. I threw this together because I was like, okay, so I wanted. Look, okay, let me just say this about me. Like, there's some times, and I know I'm not the only one, where I see a post. I need to stay off of social media. I just need to stay off sometimes. I see a post and I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Oh my God. Um, First of all, I want to thank you if you even took the time to click on or to check me out. I'm saying this for real, sincerely, absolutely appreciate it. I always forget to say to like and subscribe, but if it moves you, please like and subscribe. Please follow me. Let's continue this journey together. I get sometimes excited because I'm like, oh my God, so I just want to like get into it, but let me not forget to say that. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, now that we've got taken care of that, let's get into it. So I went on the post today, and I'm not going to say who this is, but this is a relative of mine, and then I'm going to go into it. So he reposted this. So it says P Valley, and then there's a hyphen gay. The chai hyphen gay. Power hyphen gay. And this is Black television today is poisonous to the black mind. So now I am the B in LGBTQ, okay, and I have a husband, which everybody knows, and I'm still a B in LGBTQ. So that doesn't mean that that's changed my sexuality in any uh, any sort. However, I have made a really courageous choice to be very honest about who I am in the world, and take whatever comes with it, because people have all kinds of opinions and what they think you should be and how you should be and X, Y, and Z, and it's fine. Like, I mean, when I say it's fine, I mean, like, it's not that I agree with it. It's not that I'm like, oh, blah 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 blah. But I'm not like most, because most, I shouldn't say most, because I don't want to, yeah, let me not stereotype that. I know that sometimes with the trauma and all this stuff that we experience as the LGBTQ community, a lot of us sometimes will just remain silent, or we'll see things in certain spaces and we won't say anything. I will. I don't have a problem speaking up for myself. And you can hold on to your position. That's fine. But I'm still going to say how I feel and be honest. And then it's like, once I know that that's how you feel, I'm like, okay, like, we're not going to be in any kind of personal spaces. So the reason why I brought this up is because this is a cousin of mine, and this cousin has had some serious issues, and I don't know all of them. I have a suspicion about all of them, about some of them. Excuse me. I don't want to minimize anybody in terms of their recovery or anything that they're dealing with. I mean, I really take heart to that. We all have stuff that we have to deal with, including me. So I don't want to make it like, it's so easy. Like, we make jokes like, oh, that's my, blah, blah, blah cousin, like, and I don't want to be like that. Kinda. Until he starts talking stuff, then I want to, but I'm not going to do that. But I was just sitting there like, every family function, like, he sees me, he sees my husband, and he's just like, because I stopped talking to him because he also is into like religion, and I don't know what kind of religion, but he be saying shalom shalom hakatat. I don't know what the, but that's what how it sounds to me, hakatat, like he's saying some other, like, he's all into the word, but way back when, during the Egyptian times, and he's like saying this is what's really true, and but he's not talking to include you. He talks at you. And I have to also remember that he's struggling with stuff. He also has had, like, failed marriages. He's like, the family don't, like, he's got issues, right? And so I'm like, why are you wasting time on this? It just, it's so sad that you would repost that. And so my whole thing was just like, so when you see me face to face, keep that energy. That's all I'm saying. Because, I mean, I tend just to not say anything. I mean, y'all know, if y'all know me, that I do speak my mind. If I feel something and I don't think something's right, I'm going to say something about it. That is who I am. However, when you realize that it's not really going to make much of a difference, and it's not going to make much of a difference with him, so I just don't say anything. I mean, like, I'm like, hey, and I say, hey, from a distance. I'm not hugging you. I'm not, because we're not like that. Like, when you think or you devalue who I am as a human being or my life, or you've equated me to my sexuality, which is like, I'm so much more than that. I don't mind talking about it. I don't mind joking about it. I don't mind doing shows about it. But then I also have all these other things. And so when you want to just focus on that, that is your issue. And I'm okay with it being your issue. But I'm not dealing with you because you're basically saying to me that there's something wrong with me. And some people believe that there's something wrong with me, and that's okay. But once you put that out there and I now know that, why would I want to hang around somebody or be cool with somebody that I don't feel good with? I'm about surrounding myself with like-minded individuals who are about people living their best life, being happy, joyous, and free. Freedom costs, and I understand that it costs. Like, I have paid the cost. I still keep paying the cost to be free. Like, freedom ain't free, as we are seeing nowadays with everything that's happening. But I just feel like some of y'all are brazen and bold to say some of the things that you say and expect other people not to say something back. I'm one of the few members in the family that will say something when it comes to LGBTQ issues. We're there. I said this in another post. There a lot. My dad's family has. So it's my dad's family. They're Southern Baptists, and so religion is used a lot. Southern Baptists. I can say this because I'm in the world of it, so I'm not like, ooh, standing on the outskirts. They will talk about God and what you need to do and blah 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 blah. And when you really get into their lives, they're not following none of that stuff. They half of the time they haven't even read. They take like excerpts of scripture and then they use that to validate their viewpoint, or sometimes validate their hatred about something, or validate their misunderstanding about something. But they haven't read the entire thing, which is like, so anyway, my cousin did that, and I just like I was like, let me just put this on a video so that I'm not going back and forth, because I want to like be like, yeah, let me let you know, and that's just like, it's so sad, it's so sad, it's so sad, it's so sad, and it's again another one of those things about the things that divide us. We're in a place right now where it is so important if we can find the commonalities amongst each other and really come together. We can find a way to understand. You know, um, it's weird. It's like I always, I always, I always. Sorry, I had a couple of thoughts at the same time. I always don't like. I always don't like. There we go. I don't like when someone tries to tell you that they know your experience because you don't. Like, there's been people that have tried to explain to me about, who are not LGBTQ, but try to explain to me about what that is. There are people who are closeted. Yes, people who are preaching and telling you about how these people need to go to hell and all this stuff like that. Baby, these are the people that are doing the exact things that they're telling you people should go to hell for, and then pretending that they're not doing those things because they have an issue with themselves. So they put that out on other people, and people take that on as the truth. But they're not being truthful about who they are. Why would anybody want you to pretend that you're something else and then go and affect someone else's life because you've now married them or gotten with them or created a child with them under some false pretense? False pretense. Like, no one has thrown a no, they have not for me. No one's throwing a parade for me. I was about to say with the exception of the Pride, but no one's throwing a parade for me. That's for everybody else shaking their booties and shit. But no one's throwing a parade for me for telling the truth. Like, no one's been like, that's awesome. Like, yes, let's throw a parade. We know who he is. He's telling the truth. You know what I mean? It's almost like people don't want you to say, like who you are, what you're about, in certain communities. Like it bothers them. But I'm sitting there going like, but I'm being honest. I saw this book the other day. I was talking to someone. I'm gonna end it on this, but I saw this book, and there was this guy in the book. I'm not trans, and I don't, gender identity is not. I don't. I'm a little bit different in that, and I'm still learning because even though I'm LGBTQ, there's a lot that we don't know about these letters. Let's just be real and clear. And I saw this guy. He has a book about plants, and he's dressed in all these different clothing, and he's got heels on, and he's got a dress on, and he's got this, and stuff like that. And so, like, it isn't my thing, but it's his thing, and he's happy. And that was the crazy part that I had to contend with because, even in LGBTQ places, there is prejudice. Like we say things about one another and act a particular way and are upset when someone is not being masculine and this whole thing. That literally does happen, especially in black and brown spaces. It really does. But when I saw this picture, I remember looking at it and then being like, look how happy he is. He's happy. He's happy in the clothing that he has on. He's watering his plants. He's got a book, which obviously he's doing really well because it's in Barnes and Noble. So he's doing his thing and living his life. And why does anybody want to have a say about how he lives his life? Like, if you don't like it, close your eyes. If you don't like it, excuse me, if you don't, I'm getting over a cold. If you don't like it, like, go to another bookstore, close the book. You don't have to, like, no one's, unless you're tied down and forced. I just do everything on here. I had something in my mouth. Unless you're tied down and you're like forced to look at it, it's like a piece of hair in my mouth. It threw me. Oh my God. If you know my mind. Anyway. I'm so I promise myself that every single time that I do one of these, that I'm gonna leave it exactly how it is, so you can really see me in my craziness. But oh God, so I was saying, unless somebody's tying you down and making you like watch these things, you don't have to. You don't have to agree with it. But how dare you try to tell somebody how they should be? It's their right. It's their God-given right to live this free life that they want to live. And I support that. I support that. If that makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone, then like do that. No one can influence you to be something that's not there. If it's there, it's there. And if it's not, it's not. Period. And sometimes people know that it's there and then they try to use that to their advantage. Now that has happened, but that I'm going to come to much, much later when I get a little bit more acquainted with y'all, and then I'll talk about that. But in terms of this whole thing, it's just like, so going back to my original beginning, it's like when I see him face to face, we don't need to talk. We don't need. Of course I'm going to say hello. I'm not going to be rude, but we don't need to hug and kiki and all that stuff like that. I know what you think about me. I got you, and now you know what I think. And it's all good. And I'm wishing you the best, and I am. We don't need to break bread together. Like, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. And if we move past this, great. I'm open for that. But if that's how you feel, I want you to keep that energy. Uh, like I said, freedom ain't free, but you guys just keep moving forward with being who you are. That's what I want to encourage people to just be who you are. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, like be you. Be the best you that you can be. It's your God given right, and you have the right to be yourself. So, as I'm saying that to you, deep breath. I'm also receiving that from myself because sometimes it's a fight, and sometimes I have tried to tailor and edit myself so that I can fit in certain spaces, and it's just not necessary. And I don't think that's what God wants me to do. So, all right, be blessed. I hope you all are having an amazing day. See you. Oh, like, subscribe. Let's continue this journey together. All right, bye.